WBEN Buffalo, WKSE3 HD3 Niagara Falls.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Live from the Aesthetic Associates Center studios. This is News Radio 930 WBEN. The station Buffalo turns to when you need it the most. Awarded the prestigious National Edward R. Murrow Journalism Award for coverage of breaking news. News Radio 930 AM, WBEN.
It's 3 o'clock, cloudy and 36 degrees outside our Amherst studios. It feels like 26. Good afternoon. I'm Tom Puckett, News Radio 930 WBEN. Top stories this Thursday, November 17th. An expected guilty plea in the top shooting next weekend, bracing for feet of lake effect snow.
The exclusive WBEN 7 weather forecast calls for heavy, slushy lake snow pushing into the metro area tonight and tomorrow.
And here's what's happening right now. The suspected shooter in the Tops mass shooting is expected to plead guilty to charges Monday. WBEN's Brayton Wilson has more.
WBEN confirmed Thursday morning that the teen accused of killing 10 black people and wounding 3 others in a racially motivated mass shooting on May 14th.
It's 31 degrees right now in Buffalo.
WBEN. The 3 things you need to know now.
3 things you need to know, delivered by UBMD Physicians Group. Snowstorm in Western New York. That's what everybody's talking about. Keep it locked to WBEN throughout the day for the latest on where the storm is. Right now, we are expecting the areas getting hammered by snow right now to continue to be hammered by the snow. Might move northward a little bit. It's been bumping up into the city of Buffalo a little bit, but it won't get too much further than that. If you're in the clear right now, the north towns, Niagara County, you'll be in the clear until tomorrow when we start to see that move around a little bit. But 2 feet in some spots, a foot in others.
Your exclusive WBEN 7 weather forecast. Heavy lake effect snow will continue across parts of western New York, especially over the south towns this afternoon. Snowfall rates about 2 to 3 inches per hour in the lake band. A little lull as we head into late this afternoon, early this evening, and then the band will shift northward and re-energize tonight through tomorrow morning, back over Metro Buffalo, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll see the snow over Niagara County. With your exclusive WBEN 7 weather forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Aaron Mankowski.
Outside our Amherst studios, mostly cloudy, 32 degrees. In the south towns, heavy lake effect snow. I'm Tom Puckett. The WBEN.com newsroom is the news feed that never stops. Stay in the know and follow our updated Twitter feed for the latest by following at WBEN.
It's Bowerly. Tom Bowerly. On News Radio 930 WBEN.
All right, welcome. It is Bowerly, News Radio 930 WBEN. If you're in the South Towns, tell us how badly you are being pounded. Many of you have been getting pounded since last night, and it's been unrelenting, and it's going to continue to be unrelenting. In the North Towns, we're going to get our snow in the hours before you wake up, depending on how late you sleep. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be live and local all day. Dominic Cortez, 9 until noon. I'm going to be here noon until 3, and then we'll also be local 3 until 6. So we'll be live and local all day. You know, I really resent having to work on Saturday. This place never gives me any time off. That is sarcasm at its best. That's it. It's like, please ask me to work. Please ask me to work. I feel guilty about all the time I'm taking off. All right, let's get back to the calls on WBEN. Here is, it's a close one. Who's next? It's Hamburg checking in. Jennifer, how bad is it in Hamburg? You're on the air.
Well, I will say I was here where I live. I live off of McKinley Parkway, closer to the fairgrounds. Can't even get out of my driveway now. But I drove to my mom. She lives 2 miles down the road on McKinley Parkway. She's 77. She can't be shoveling or doing any, and she's got 2 dogs, so I'm down there shoveling.
My love, do you have any dogs?
I have 2 dogs. I have, and I have 2 horses, and I couldn't get to my barn. It's in Orchard Park in Westfall area.
Well, the reason I ask, and I mentioned this last hour, folks, if you have dogs and you got a lot of snow and you think you've got a fenced-in yard, you no longer have a fenced-in yard. It is very easy for your dog to walk up the snow hill and out of your life. So please, please, please be aware that your dog, if you think you have a fenced-in yard, you don't. And those of you with dogs, their family, you love your dog. So please, even if you don't usually walk your dog, you just let him outside or let her outside until this snow melts down. Because you wouldn't like it very much if your dog leapt over the fence and it was lost in this kind of weather.
I want to say something else on top of that, because I have 2 dogs that are on the electric fence, where they know their boundaries, they know what they're supposed to do in the electric fence. I have to tell you though, this snow is very disorienting to animals, so that is also not a good idea. If you've got electric fence, you could go, I'm going to let my dogs out because they know the bounds. Well, this snow is so disorienting. I'm not sure. Plus, the wires and everything are buried in the snow so much. I'm not sure how well that works. So I'm not relying on that one either, because that, it's very disoriented. They don't know what their boundaries of their yard are.
Would you put the man in your life on an electric fence as well?
That would be awesome. I did one time watch him stupidly walk across the driveway with it in his hand, and he got it.
All right, so you in Hamburg, you want to see plows. Your mom is on McKinley. She's snowed in. She's elderly. She can't shovel. You've got to go to WBEN.com. We have an amazing picture that was sent to us of lake effect snow literally coming out of Lake Erie and being dumped on the South Towns. WBEN.com. Go to our photos. It is one of the most amazing photographs you are ever going to see of how lake effect snow works, okay? Check it out. It's amazing. You'll see pictures from Orchard Park and other locales of snow like you can't believe. And if you're out of town media and you're in Buffalo, and this is your first encounter with lake effect snow, you might be driving in the north part of Erie County thinking, I can't believe they sent us here to cover this snow. Well, go south, young man, go south, because it's night and day, and that is exactly what lake effect snow is all about.
In Buffalo, WKSE3 HD3 Niagara Falls.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's 9 o'clock, snow shower outside our Amherst studios, 24 degrees. In Buffalo, it feels like 14. Good morning. I'm Tom Puckett, News Radio 930 WBEN. The top stories this Saturday, November 19th, more lake effect snow. I'll be speaking live with Governor Kathy Hochul next.
The WBEN First Alert forecast calls for very windy and cold conditions this weekend, with lake effect snow showers and areas of blowing snow continuing.
And here's what's happening right now. The lake effect snow bands right now are hovering over Niagara County and northern Erie County, including the North Towns and our studios here in Amherst. We're looking at snow conditions of snow rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour as we go along here on this Saturday morning. Earlier, I spoke with Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, who told me the driving ban has been extended to all of Buffalo.
In the city of Buffalo, unless you have an emergency medical situation or are an essential worker, you need to stay home. There should be absolutely no travel right now in the city of Buffalo at all.
Brown says an additional 1 to 2 feet of snow fell overnight in the city of Buffalo. As for whether schools will be in session in Buffalo on Monday, Brown says the answer is unknown right now. From the WBEN Newsroom, I'm Tom Puckett. Here's what's happening. Governor Hochul tells WBEN help is coming to the South Towns.
We have deployed National Guard to the South Towns. We are working on mutual aid from other communities, as well as using all of our resources to supplement the incredibly hardworking individuals of the county and the city who are doing amazing work to help get the snow off the streets.
Hochul says the driving ban has helped with snow removal and the prevention of people getting stranded in their cars, but she says there have been a number of tractor-trailer drivers breaking the rule. They are stuck in the snow along Route 20 in the South Towns. Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown also on WBEN this morning.
Snow remains extremely heavy in South Buffalo, Kaisertown, the southern part of the city, areas that have received over 4 feet of snow. We are heavily in that area now with high lifts and dump trucks, not plowing, but actually carting snow out of that area of the city.
Brown says the driving ban is in effect for all of Buffalo. That driving ban in effect for most of Erie County. Emergency Services Commissioner Dan Neverth Jr. says bans have been moving away from the South Towns, but will return later on today. Record snowfall at the airport weather station. More than 16 inches have fallen as of this afternoon, more than doubling the mark set in 2014. From the WBEN Newsroom, I'm Tom Puckett.
Everything's 20 minutes away in Buffalo, right?
Got a major problem right now. The center lane is blocked. It looks like it's going to be blocked for a while. We'll keep an eye on this one for you.
Alan Harris is the extra set of eyes you need in WBEN's The Barnes Firm Traffic Command.
We got a major backup right now. It's backing up about 3-4 exits on the expressway. I don't know how long it's going to take to clear
Beat the slowdowns by getting notifications to your phone from Alan in WBEN's The Barnes Firm Traffic Command.
Taking a check of the bridges right now. Everything seems to be doing okay. No delays are being reported, so that's good news.
On air and on your phone when you need it. WBEN's The Barnes Firm Traffic Command. Injured? Call 1-800-8-million.
At the Home Depot, our doers get more done. Offer valid November 2nd through November 30th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Lake Effect Bullseye. This is continuing coverage on the station that's always here when you need it most. News Radio 930. WBEN.
Well, and depending where you are, you could be listening to us right in the bullseye, maybe on the outside. Maybe you're going for a drive right now and saying, what the heck are they talking about? But wherever you are, we want to hear from you. 803-0930, star 930.
Once you get out of the city, it's all plowed. It's just a joke again that they dropped the ball in this. It's disgusting. The neighbors, the whole
Joe,
little community is just pissed off.
So, Joe, where you are right now, would you say you can't go anywhere the way the roads are?
Not unless you have a truck like I got a Dodge Ram 3500. I was lucky enough to get out because I had to go to Rite Aid because my wife was sick and I had to get some medicine. But you're not getting out of there. There wasn't a plow from the time this storm started. So I'd like to know, Mayor Brown, where are these plows? I mean,
I
just don't see them.
Joe, we're stuck. That's a fair question, and you know what, Joe? We're trying to get the mayor on again before I get out of here this evening, and we'll try to get an answer for you. I appreciate the call. I appreciate you hanging on as well. Kate is in West Seneca. She also has a comment on the plowing, I assume, in West Seneca. Hey, Kate, thanks for hanging on.
Thanks for taking my call. I just want to say I'm very, very disappointed in the plowing here in West Seneca. We've been here 22 years, and we've had one pass down Oak Brook that is probably, the plow went maybe 5 feet from our driveway. So at the end of our driveway, we have probably 7 foot of snow, 5 foot high, that we can't get out. Our vehicles are brushed off. We did the rest of our driveway. And the neighbor across the street is the same thing. And across the road from us is Northridge. The plow that went through that made only the one pass actually plowed that street in. Nobody could get in or out of Northridge. If there was ever a need of an ambulance, there is no way that anybody on that street could have gotten help. I'm very, like I said, very disappointed that they just left it this way. It's still only one pass down our street.
I was going to say, so one plow went down the street, and that's all you've had. And this thing could be on its way back down to dump even more snow. Kate, let me ask you, how long did it take you to do the cleanup around your house?
Well, we started yesterday at 9:30 in the morning, and we quit at 4:45. There's no way my husband and I can move that amount of snow, especially as wet and compact as it is. The snowblower won't go through it. You know what I mean? So we're waiting on a plow.
Well, Kate, I hope it gets there sooner than later. I appreciate you calling in. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you for taking my call.
Hey, I appreciate the call. Kate in West Seneca, so we have issues in Kaisertown with plowing, West Seneca with plowing. AJ's in Orchard Park and actually has a positive. We want to do positives and negatives, pros and cons. AJ, thanks for calling in.
Thank you for taking the call.
You got it, AJ. What's it like where you are?
So it's a disaster. I mean, it's obviously there's 8 feet of snow out here, and but I just wanted to put a perspective, if I could. I spent 10 years as an EMT. The last time we had the major snowstorm in 2014, I was involved in it. And I got to tell you, I think the plow people in our town and the community, the county, have done a tremendous job. So this is not, a snowstorm with a foot or two. This is a major snow event that you probably won't see for another, 100 years. I think Patrick Hammer said that Orchard Park will set the record for New York State, the most snow in one day in the history of recording. I mean, this is a massive snowstorm. I mean, these guys driving these plows and the first responders, they're not Houdini. They don't get in the plow, wave a wand, and the snow just goes away. I mean, there's millions and millions of pounds of snow. This is incredible. I mean, I understand people are upset, and believe me, I understand the first responders got to get through and help people. I got all that, okay? But let me tell you something, how fortunate we are. In other parts of the world, if this happened, you're done. There's nobody coming for 3 weeks, if at all, okay? I think people need to give a lot of these guys a break. They're in these trucks for hours on end, plowing. They got to make sure they don't kill anybody. They're doing a tremendous job. And I'm not just saying that because I was emergency medicine. Well, maybe I am, but the plow people, they're doing great.
You think
give them a break?
You think
give them a break?
You think some people have set their expectations too high, given, as you said, the storm that we saw?
Yeah, Joe. I mean, I understand people are upset. You pay for stuff, you want stuff done. I got it. Don't think I'm not sympathetic. It's just, this is a major snow event. This is not like, Patrick Hammer or Maria get on TV and say, well, we got a couple of feet of snow coming, it's a snowstorm. You're talking, we're probably going to end up, Jim Cantori said there's going to probably be 8 or 10 feet of snow. He's absolutely right. In my house where I live, in my yard, the snow's so deep you can't get out. I mean, they plowed. They came through last night in the middle of a snowstorm. Orchard Park community came with the backhoe things, whatever they are. That's amazing to me. And then our guy today, this wonderful kid in Orchard Park, came through. Now with a plow, he rent a backhoe dump. He rented it to help his customers. I mean, these people are doing the best they can with what they have, and it's very difficult. And, a little understanding, a little compassion. Everybody's on the radio yelling and screaming. Come on, calm down. Relax. Relax.
AJ, I appreciate the perspective, and I think there's a good point to what you're saying, and I appreciate the call. AJ in Orchard Park opens the line for you, 803-0930, star 930. Do you agree with what AJ's saying? Maybe expectations are a little too high in certain parts of Western New York because of the amount of snow we got, or are you saying, hey, yes, but it hasn't snowed since blank AM, and I still haven't seen any movement? What do you think? 803-0930, star 930. Jason's in Lakeview. Jason, thanks for hanging on.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, Jason. What's it look like where you are?
We got about 6 feet of snow on the road. Haven't seen a plow at all, and it's nothing. No word from our officials. Nobody's given any information. No plows. I have a friend whose daughter went into labor, took 4 hours to get her to the hospital. Like, this is just crazy. The whole point of Governor Hochul to shut down and do a state of emergency and stop traffic, she said that she positioned all this equipment. Well, where is it? We're not seeing it.
Jason, what do you say to the last caller? AJ in Orchard Park said maybe our expectations were set too high. Do you think there's something to that, or do you think, hey, we stayed off the road, where are the plows? Where's the result of the travel ban?
I understand what he's saying, and as far as the guys doing the actual work, the actual laborers, they're busting their butts. They're going nonstop. But like in our town, they don't have the equipment to now do 6 feet in a road. You're going to need front loaders, which is what the governor said she had stationed all over the place. Well, they're nowhere to be found. So the actual workers are busting their butt, but to the politicians who said they had this all set up and ready to go, they're full of it. Then I heard a rumor at the far end of our neighborhood, all of a sudden they brought a front loader in to get one of the coaches from the Buffalo Bills out to go to the airport. So it's okay to do that for a football guy, but someone going into labor, it takes 4 hours to get to the airport or the hospital. It's crazy. Where's the priorities?
Let's go to Marge in Hamburg. Hey, Marge.
Hi.
What's it like where you are right now?
I'm in Hamburg. I'm surrounded by my house is surrounded by about 4.5 feet of snow. My driveway's not cleared, and I'm just waiting it out.
And Marge, how are you waiting it out? How are you spending this day snowed in?
Well, I sew, I quilt, I knit. I'm busy.
Keep yourself busy inside the home.
Yes. Yep. I've only gone out and shoveled to clear away my furnace vents. That's the only thing I've gone out and done.
Well, Marge, I like your attitude. You can call them in, or if you want to say, hey, way to go, you can call that in as well. And let me know. You're snowed in. How are you spending this day snowed in Western New York? 803-0930, star 930. It is Joe Beamer with you for the next 2 hours. And yes, we do have County Executive Mark Poloncarz joining us at 5 here on WBEN.
WBEN Buffalo, WKSE3 HD3 Niagara Falls. An Odyssey station.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The biggest security crisis for the U.S. since the end of World War II. That's how Defense Secretary Lloyd...